What's going on, guys? Today we're going to be talking about Axis Football 2017 and how to improve the passing game mechanics within the game, because in the 2015 and 16 version, the foundation with the aimed passing is there, but it needs a lot of refinement to get to where we want it to be. For example, there's a glaring omission in the passing game that is quite shocking that it's not there, because every football game has had it from what I understand, and that is some kind of a marker to indicate where the ball is going to land so you can play the ball. Now, we've talked about this before in my Improving Axis Football videos, but we're going to go into more detail about what I'm proposing to Danny that we do with the marker on the field, and some other aspects of the passing game that need to be worked on. And I'll show examples of Axis Football and Madden 64. We're going back to the 64 days, guys. Now, these Madden 64 clips I'm going to show you are courtesy of Thomas Patrick O'Brien. He does gameplay videos and of football games, and I'm subbed to him. Now, he's subbed to me too, so I hope he doesn't mind I use these clips, but there's some really good examples in this game, and it's a shame that Madden 64 does things that, current football games don't seem to get anymore. And I'm going to show you some things that this game does really well in the passing game, and it's kind of interesting that Madden once upon a time, guys, did not have the NFL license. This game did not have logos. It had the NFL players license, and that was it. The following year, in 1999, they got the license, though. But I still think that this game was better than Quarterback Club 98 because of the gameplay in the passing and the running. Just the gameplay in general. The graphics were not as good as Quarterback Club, but that's what sells usually, and that's a sad thing because this game did some things very well. All right, guys. The first thing we're going to talk about is what kind of a marker could we use for Axis Football. I have proposed this to Danny, and he seems to have liked the idea, so let me show it to you.
X marks the spot.
To me, this makes perfect sense, guys. Why not have the Axis logo be the marker on the field? And what I've proposed to him is have the middle of the X logo, I'm going to call it the X logo. I'm not really sure what these R2Vs or where the inspiration was for this logo, but the middle of the logo could be where your percentage of catching the pass would be the highest. Now, we want catching animations. We want spectacular catches. We want diving catches, one-handed catches. Now, here's what I proposed to him. The outsides of the logo, the points of this X, could be where you're going to have to make a spectacular catch. You're going to have a receiver with a great wingspan to catch the ball if you're on the outskirts of this logo. To me, this makes perfect sense. So, if you're on the outside, you got to make a diving catch. You got to make a one-handed catch, some kind of a spectacular catch. And these can be different animations for catching, which we're going to have to add eventually in the game because catching animations are a must, and he knows this. But this is the idea that I proposed to him, and he seems to have liked it. So he said it's doable. So I don't know if he's going to go through with this or not, but this is my idea. I threw to him. I said, why not have the Axis logo as your marker on the field? It gives the game personality, flair. It's not just copying something else, like just a basic generic X or anything, or a circle like Madden has with an X. This is your own brand, so why not go through with it this way? So, we're going to go to the next. We're going to go into some issues here with the game. I'm going to give you some clips of the Axis Football 16 and some clips of Madden 64. We're going to go back and forth talking about, what the games do right and what they do wrong. I'm going to show some positives and negatives about Axis Football in this video, so it's not going to be all, biased towards good or biased towards bad. I've been accused of only being biased good towards Axis, but I don't. I criticize the game because I want the game to be better. But anyway, let's get to the first example.
Ready? Dropping back. He can't make the catch.
Okay, the first issue in Axis Football in the passing game that I've noticed is something I like to call alligator arms, where the receiver doesn't put forth the amount of effort he needs to catch the ball. See how he just kind of holds back. He doesn't want to catch the ball, it seems like. In real life, players do this too when they're about to get hit. So the first thing that needs to be worked on is the wingspan of players catching the ball, because you just can't throw certain routes and be confident your players are going to come up with it. That was a simple drag route, and Jarvis Landry will catch that 9 times out of 10 or 10 times out of 10. But in this game, he just doesn't happen. So improving the wingspan is something I like to see added into the game soon. Next issue is how receivers in Axis football do not run in stride. They don't run in stride after they catch the ball. In fact, they have this thing where they always look back, and I'll show you some examples of that here.
Down. Dropping back. The receiver drops it.
Now, one could argue that this pass was just hit him in the back, but there's going to be examples I'm going to show you where the receiver always tends to look back even after the pass is incomplete. See how he looks back? This is something that happens way too often. Now, I could see on a curl route or something, but even on fly routes, this is the norm.
He drops back. Spots a receiver.
Here again, as you can see, I'm trying to throw it to the tight end. I'm trying to lead him a bit. But he never keeps running. He stops. See how he stops, and again, he looks back at the quarterback. This is something that must be addressed. It just takes away from what real football is. You want to hit the guy in stride so he can continue to produce more yards after the catch.
Downs for the offense. The receiver drops it.
Probably the most egregious example is on this play. As you can see, this was not a short, flat pass. This was a bomb. This was going deep here. This is going for the big play. This should be a touchdown, in my opinion. If the receiver would have kept running instead of coming back and looking at the quarterback right there again, that's just the way the game is programmed right now, and it needs to change. It needs to be where you can catch the ball and running in stride. That's a touchdown all day long, guys, if he runs and catches it in stride. Okay, now we're looking at Madden 64. It's a primitive game, but it's got some good gameplay, guys. Here, he's just going to throw a flat pass. He's throwing it to the flats, to his fullback here. Now notice how he doesn't stop and look at he just keeps running. He keeps running past the circle. He never goes to look back at the quarterback. He just keeps running. This allows him to go a lot farther than had he just turned around and looked at the quarterback and maybe have gotten tackled. This is the kind of thing that Axis Football needs to adopt in some way, shape, or form, is how to get the receivers to catch the ball in stride rather than stopping and looking at the quarterback. It's just the way the game is programmed right now with the lack of catching animations and whatnot, but I have faith that it can get there. Alright guys, here's a great example. Quarterbacks generally throw to a spot on the field. They don't throw to the receiver directly. You want to be able to lead the receiver towards a spot so he can run after the catch. That's something we cannot do in Axis Football currently. We don't have a marker, first of all, which we need, and we need catching animations to dictate certain types of situations, and I'm going to show you another one here. I can't stress it enough. We got to have catching animations in Axis Football because there's so much potential with this aimed passing that we could have all kind of actual big plays being made like this. You see the defender is on the circle here. So the receiver catches it in front of the circle so that the defender can't make a play on the ball. This is the kind of thing that we need to have in Axis Football. Being able to have different types of catching animations for different types of situations, just like the one you just saw. This is probably my favorite pass of this entire clip that he put up. I like how tight this window is, but the ball still gets there. This is something we need to see in Axis Football as well. But I do have an example in Axis Football of something similar to this happening, but you can't really tell what's going on, and that's something the camera needs a lot of work in Axis Football. I'll show you right now what I'm talking about.
Blue 26. Blue 26. Set, check, set, hike. Completed long.
Another thing that really needs a ton of work in this game is the camera zooming into the action. As you can see, I could barely tell what was going on down the field. I was somehow able to complete the pass. Now, I do like that it's hard to complete passes downfield like that. That's not the case. The issue is I want to be able to see what's going on as the ball is traveling towards the receiver. It doesn't work as good as it should. I think that the camera needs to zoom in more to see what's going on. I can't tell what's going on. As you can see, I'm leading the receiver quite deep here. And I don't know what that arm going back is all about. That animation's got to change too. But look at this. I can't even tell what's going on. It's like ants on the field. I can't tell what's going on. I was able to complete the pass for a big play, but you can definitely tell that the camera needs a lot of work in this game.
He's a heck of an athlete.
Let's take another look at that play.
Alright guys, this is my last Madden 64 example. And as you can see, the trajectory of the ball is thrown. It's thrown kind of high, lofted over the defense. And that's yet another thing where the Axis Football has to improve with the trajectories, different types of trajectories. And he's done a good job with the deep trajectories, but he needs to do low and kind of a medium lob like this. He needs to do a lot of tweaking. Now let's balance this with some good things. Axis Football has made a huge improvement over 15. There is no denying that. He's added a ton of things this year that I did not think he was going to be able to do. And he's made foundations for the future. Things that are going to get improved on in the next game or in the next game after that. And here's an example of that. Being able to swat a pass away. This is great control.
Finds an opening. He can't bring it in.
Now granted, guys, this still needs a lot of work as well. In fact, the move that I'm doing was meant for the defensive line, but he doesn't have the low pass trajectories to make that a viable option. But see how I'm user controlling the guy. Absolutely perfect here to knock this pass away. It was not easy to do. It's not very user-friendly right now, but I believe it will be in the future. He just needs time. All in all, guys, I know I'm asking for a lot because this game came from the Flash market. It's only been in transition for like a year, almost 2 years now, but it's come so far in just a year. It has been amazing how far this game has come. I cannot praise Danny Jugan enough for what he has done and trying to listen to the community, and he has listened to the community. He's implemented ideas. He's listened to us. He's added things, like he's adding customizable equipment this year. We'll be able to mod the equipment. So if you want Under Armour, you can do it for individual players. There's a lot of things I can't talk about right now. He's not ready for me to talk about, but he's shown me some things that I just blew my mind already. And these are things that we've already asked for in the past, and they're coming this year. But it takes time and money, guys. It's just the way it is. And if we don't support him and we don't support Kyle Anderson, these indie developers need our help. If we want to have anything other than Madden, I mean, Madden is going to be what Madden is. There's no sense in complaining about it because it is what it is. It's not going to really change. It's a corporate machine. It's going to cater to wherever the money is. And the money is MUT. And that's a simple fact. MUT is the money. That is where Madden is going. And that's where it's been going for a while. I do like that Rex Dixon and company have improved their interaction with people on the on Twitter and everything. But it's just going to be out of their hands at the end of the day. And we need these indie developers. We need them to make the game that we want. So guys like Kyle Anderson and Danny Jugan are really our only hope at this point to kind of craft the game that we've always wanted. It's going to take time. It's going to take money. You're not going to get instant gratification. It's easy to support when the game is good. But I've been supporting Axis Football since the beginning of when it was on Steam. And I made one of the first posts saying, let's make this game mod friendly. And the developer immediately said, that's a good idea. And what do you know? We got logos now. We can mod the NFL, college. He's got a lot of teams coming in this next year's installment. I think it's a ton of college teams, but of course not the real ones, but we can always mod them. The thing about this series, guys, it has me so excited, is that it's building on each other. It's building on itself. The things that were in the last installment are going to be carried over and expanded upon. That's why I'm so excited about supporting this developer and this game. And I'm sure Cal Anderson is going to blow people's minds too. We have to support these guys if we want to see additional options. I mean, I know I'm tired of the same old thing every year. I haven't bought Madden since 13, guys, and this is where we have to go. All right, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I'm going to have more information coming soon with Danny going to send me some things to show you guys, and there's so much to talk about, guys, which the commentary is going to be mind-blowing this year. It was only, let me just put it into perspective right now. It was 1,500 letters, I think, or words. 1,500 words in the last game, 2016. This year's version is going to be over 50,000. Over 50,000 words of commentary. Me, Danny Jugan, and I know Ryan Moody, we've all worked on some of the commentary. And it's going to be quite a huge improvement over what we've seen, guys. Something we're more accustomed to seeing. In fact, it might even be better than Madden in some ways. It might be. Who knows? I haven't seen it yet or heard it, but Danny has promised me the clips when they get here, and I'm going to be able to, hear them early and just get excited, guys. I mean, it's time to get excited again about football options, but you got to support, and that's just the bottom line again. This is a developer that's listening to us. We got to give him your ear. You got to give him your ear. Got to give him your voice. Got to listen. Got to talk up. Say, hey, put this in the game. Can we have this? He's listened to you guys. Customizable equipment, it's coming. It's coming this year. He listened to you. You wanted armbands, it's coming. You just got to tell him what you want. And that's what I always said. Support is so, it's not just buying the game. Yeah, that helps. But just telling him what you want to see goes a long way too. That's it, guys. I'll see you guys next time.